It's your boy again with another deck profile. This time, my personal deck, Dragonic Vanquisher. So as per usual, run 1 quick shield. I run at least 7 axles. These are back to back. This is my special my collection, triple rare print of Composure Axle 1. So transparent sleeve, so I can just flip it if I use Axle 1 or Axle 2. So as per usual, of course we run the main grade 3, well, the first VR other than the new one. We run 3 of the Dragonic Vanquisher. There's a reason there's only 3 in my deck. Since full Bronto skills allows to rewrite a grade 3 from Soul, this is I usually rewrite Dragonic Vanquisher from Soul. So riding over again isn't usually my go-to way of playing this deck. So that's why I only run 3. Since I always return to Dragonic Vanquisher at the end of my turn by full Bronto skill. And of course the new VR, which is full Bronto. So full Bronto, as you can see, it is also regarded as Dragonic Vanquisher. Also, when placed, all of your front row units gets plus 10,000 power. So when placed by its skill, which is when bound from hand, if my Vanguard is Dragonic Vanquisher, I get to discard 1. That's the cost. I can write it as stand, though it gets drive -1. Then you get an axle. So when I get an axle 2, I get to draw. End of turn, it allows you to rewrite a grade 3 from Soul, though you won't get an axle for rewriting that grade 3 at end of turn. So I run 4 of it. We're just setting this aside. Next, grade 3, I run for Jaggy Shot Dragoon. As you all know, Jaggy Shot allows you to bind from hand and bind 1 front row rear guard of an opponent. Then if the opponent has no rear guards in the front row, it draws. So it's one of the binding engine, bind hand binding. Then end of battle attack, if your Vanguard is Dragonic Vanquisher, you may put this unit into the soul if it's in the rear guard, then you may draw. Yeah, draw 1. If you remember, full Bronto is also regarded as Dragonic Vanquisher when it's in the Vanguard circle. So if I have full Bronto or the OG Dragonic Vanquisher in the Vanguard circle, its skill will activate either way. So 4 of these. Anong laro yan, pre?
Princess Connect. Kasi sabi ko sa akin.
Oo, yung laro. Hentai. Anyways, we're moving into the grade 2. So, I run for Chatura. Chatura is my go-to unit to bind from my hand that I will call to my rear guard. Because it has an on-hit that allows me to draw. And also, when it's bound from hand, during my own turn, it gets power plus 10,000. So imagine getting plus 10,000 of continuous of Vanquisher, plus 10,000 of Chatura. Meron. Wala naman. So it gets plus 20,000. If you ride full Bronto, still 20,000. So I run 4 of it. Next, grade 2, the newly released Rock Lime. So Rock Lime is a very good card because its skill is activated end of battle it attack. If my Vanguard is Dragonic Vanquisher, which is usually the case, Dragonic Vanquisher or full Bronto, they're both Dragonic Vanquisher in the Vanguard circle. Its skill will activate. Cost is retire this unit, draw a card. So there's a chance that I may draw this or something that I can bind for its skill. So, choose one opponent's front row rear guards, bind it. So, as I bind a hand card from my hand, I can also bind opponent's front row unit. So, I run 3 of it. Why do I run all the 3? Because I need space for the next grade 2, which is Voltec. Anyways, I only run 3. Nawala yung focus. Gumagalaw kasi yung camera.
Nag-ayos na.
Ha?
Nag-ayos na.
Naayos naman. So here's the reason why I only run 3 rock climb. I need space to run at least 3 of these, which is Voltec, Shred, Dragon. So Voltec Shred is also a Dragonic Vanquisher limited card. When it attacks, if my Vanguard is Dragonic Vanquisher, which is both of these are Dragonic Vanquisher, causes soul +1, I draw a card and buy the hand card. So I can call either this or the grade 1, which is Chain Bolt. Or I may bind Full Bronto. So I run 3 of it. Next is a tech card. So I only run 2 of this since it's limit 2 in Narukami standard. So in a standard Narukami, this is limit 2, which is Cho-O. I don't know if it's the correct pronunciation. So Cho-O is an eradicator, but his skill is, what do you call this? Generic. When placed, I get to counter +1, choose a column, bind one opponent's front row unit in that column, and the one in the back row, I may pull it to the front. It has a rear guard skill, limited only in a rear guard skill. End of battle attack, a Vanguard attack. If your opponent's front row has no rear guards, I may pay the cost counter +1, it restands. So I only run 2, since it's limit 2. We're moving on to the grade 1. So, another new card, Chain Bolt Dragoon. Well, rebooted card. Like Rock Climb. Rebooted card, Chain Bolt Dragoon. Vanguard skill, on place, I may look at top 7 from the top of my deck, reveal up to 1 Vanquisher, and I may add it to my hand. Then shuffle my deck. Sorry if the environment is very call this noisy, polluted with other noise. I'm in a public cafe, so yeah. If ever this is too we call this loud, the surrounding is too loud, I'm probably not gonna post this. Anyways, let's continue. I run 4 of this. Also, it's another go-to unit. When it's bound from hand, I may call it to rear. So I run 4 of it. Next, Mighty Bolt Dragoon. So its rear skill is, during your turn, if any player's card was bound, so it counts my own bound cards, bound from hand, bound from field. I don't know if we have that support yet. I don't remember. It gets plus 5,000 continuous, so it's a 13k beat stick by itself if any player's card was bound this turn, or my turn basically. And then when player, it's Vanguard or rear guard skill. When placed from hand, I may look at a 5, reveal up to 1 grade 3. I may add it to my hand and shuffle my deck. Though if the cost of this is basically, if I add a card from to my hand, a grade 3 card, I need to discard 1. So it's the same as the generic cards in other clans. So I run 4 of it. Then Phoenix. Phoenix is a very staple double rare. So Rising Phoenix is a drop zone skill. When my opponent's rear guard in the front row is bound during, or not even in the front row, just bound rear guard, during my turn, I may call it to Rearguard Circle. When it's called by this skill, it gets plus 3,000. So I only run 2 because my grade 1 spot, my slot is pre-filled up with this and this, and I have too much grade 3. Though I might edit it and might run only the 3 chain bolt, then add 1 of this. So it's preference actually. Triggers. You have the usual 4 draw PGs. Though my build, I run I run 8 crits. You have the draw, sentinels. Then I run 8 fronts. Others may run criticals because Vanquisher's playstyle mainly multiple attacks early before drive checking. But in my own play style on how I pilot this, usually I go Vanguard first so that when I front, the other areas that I have gets powered up. So I run 8 fronts. It's personal preference, but I might edit it out, become a crit. Might become 8 crits or maybe rainbow. Other people run rainbow. Then finally, for heals, then the starter. I still run the TD starter because I like its artwork more than the new cards, especially the new starter. I don't like it. It looks like a fetus. Anyways, that's my deck profile. My Vanquisher deck profile. So, yun. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, hit the bell button. Ano pa ba?
Share,
subscribe. Yun. So, support this channel. Next video is probably the Eradicator deck profile. So, thank you for watching.